blessed me by putting Nipsey Hussle at the beginning of the song. Like if Nipsey Hussle was not the beginning of that song is not getting played. Why? Because after Nipsey raps, I'm skipping the song, bro. Like I'm not trying to hear Big Sean.
Oh nah, you tripping? I don't agree with that at all. No,
I'm with. Answer this question. Answer this question real quick.
And by the way,
real quick.
And by the way, we record. I just hit record just cause fuck it.
All right,
why not?
That's cool. Answer this question real quick though.
Yeah.
When you listen to Benny the Butcher's album that just dropped, when that record with Wayne and Big Sean come on, what are you doing after Wayne raps?
What you mean? I'm
pushing next. I'm pushing.
See, what I can already tell is you are not, and listen, I'm not mad at you for this. You don't want to hear Sean rap because of how he's delivering his bars. You just said
it's the same every time. It's the same.
Same what?
Same like he has flows for sure, but it's the same delivery every time. Like the flows can switch up. He can throw in rhyme schemes. He can throw in his punchlines here and there. And he's a nice rapper. He's not weak at all, but he delivers it with the same kind of. His delivery is just flat.
I know what you're saying. And I don't have a problem with that. Me personally, because to be honest with you, I can make the same argument that all of these dudes, not all, but a lot of these dudes have one mode of delivery. If we being real, Benny the Butcher, I love Benny the Butcher. He's a fucking incredible MC. He got one mode of delivery. It just so happens that one mode is fucking phenomenal. Like it's phenomenal. It's great.
That's a great statement to make because I've been having this debate on Facebook and Twitter for the last 2 days since this album dropped. Who was nicer to you, Benny the Butcher or Freddie Gibbs?
Who is nicer?
Like who makes better music?
Just as a rapper? Just as a rapper?
Who makes better music and who's a better rapper? Like if you had to play Alfredo or Burden of Proof right now, which one are you playing? Let's do that.
I'll be honest with you. For me, I would say Benny the Butcher new album resonates a little bit more for me. Just because to me, I think the music just hit it just hit better for me personally. I do believe Alfredo was an incredible body of work though. Like, let's not get it twisted. Alfredo was incredible. It's crazy how people don't even talk about that album like that, as if it came and it didn't drop. To answer your question directly, I'm gonna say Benny the Butcher. I think Benny the Butcher is a better musician, but I think Freddie Gibbs, if we just talking about MC, he might have won up talent-wise over Benny the Butcher. That's my opinion.
Because for me, like Benny the Butcher and Freddie been on a few songs together already, and he's on one together on Benny's new album,
One Way Flight.
For me, man, I feel like Freddie is washing Benny every time they rap together, and I feel like I feel like Freddie, like, and Benny has put together some great projects, like when the Plugs I Met, 10 at Talk 3, and like and those projects have been like super impactful. But for me, Bandana was just as strong, and I feel like Alfredo is even stronger than Bandana, and I feel like it's stronger than Burden of Proof. I'm not gonna put it over 10 at Talk 3 or the Plugs I Met yet, but for me, like Freddie, because Freddie more versatile.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
That's exactly what I was saying. Like talent wise, Freddie is better as an MC. Like he does more. Yeah, he's able to do more.
Yeah, he can add harmony to the hooks. Like he can do a lot more with what he does.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong for that. So with that in mind, who's your favorite out of Griselda?
That's tough. It's tough. It switches every day between Benny and Conway. From a king to a god is my favorite. As of right now, listening to that album just for 2 days, damn near, almost like it's hard to say. Of course, that it's better or worse than From a King to a God in 2 days. Listen, but from a king to a god, to me, it's better off of, I'm saying, the short time I've had burden of proof.
All right. You know, personally,
I cannot stand Westside Gun though. I cannot stand Westside.
You know, personally,
he wasn't an option.
You know what? I'm not mad at that. Personally, I put like this: before this album dropped from Benny the Butcher, I actually thought like my favorite. Again, there's a difference between my favorite and who I think is the best. I always make that distinction, me personally, because I can be like, yo, I prefer this person, but he's not better than this person. So my favorite artist out of the group before this album dropped was Westside Gunn. And I know you say he's annoying, but for all the reasons you saying he's annoying, I actually think that adds to why he's good. He's animated, like he can rap. He's not a better lyricist than Conway or Benny the Butcher, but he does a lot of different things entertainment wise. He fucks around with his voices, ad libs. He was my favorite, but he was never the best lyricist. Benny the Butcher was always the one that, to me, I was always regarding as the best lyricist out of the group. And I think this album, to me, solidified it more specifically because when I compare him to Conway, what I think Conway lacks when I compare him to Benny is the flair, that it factor. Like Conway can rap, don't get it twisted, but he don't got the it factor that Benny got. When Benny raps, Benny be talking like he's meant to do this shit.
Yeah, it's different bravado to it.
It's a different bravado.
I feel that. I feel that. Like Conway, and I mean, because Benny gets this a lot, and I'm not the biggest fan of comparing anybody to Jay-Z, but Benny definitely delivers and carries himself kind of in a Hove-esque way. Like the confidence he just gives off and his delivery is kind of Jay-Z-ish, while Conway is like, he's grimy. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he's going to give you that grimy energy every time, which is great, you know what I'm saying, for listeners like you and me, but like for the mainstream and for like to broaden that horizon is going to be tough with that sound. I feel that 100%. And I feel like before we move on from Griselda, like I must say, if you know what I say, I can't stand Westside. It's a rapper. Westside puts together great albums. Like he picks his production amazingly. Like who made the Sunshine? Like as much as I don't like necessarily hearing his voice all the time, from that intro with the guy speaking, I can't remember the man's name right now, but that's an incredible intro. And the production throughout, like the production is it's like he's scoring a movie down there. It sounds like a gangster movie soundtrack.
You're right, man. You're right.
Oh yeah. But, so I don't want to shit on Westside too much, but yeah.
but again, you touching on something that, again, everybody has the right to make that determination. Like it's all subjective, right? Like
I just don't want to end up in Buffalo one day. I'm saying, see that guy. I'm saying that guy. I'm saying respects to Westside.
Yeah. Hey, you're gonna end up in Buffalo, and one of them is gonna see you. They're gonna see you.
Because they gonna see you. Because Benny keeps talking about how he's not a millionaire. I can count the jewelry, bro. I'm saying that Rolex is at least 100,000. I'm saying, like, I'm doing mathematics. He said he got 2 Rolexes. Like, all right, he got 2.
Bro,
6 houses.
Exactly. I forget the song he said that in. He said, I got 6 houses, 2 rollies, yada yada yada. Come on, man. He a millionaire.
I'm like, you a millionaire.
Listen, he just avoiding the IRS. That's all that.
You know what I'm saying? Taxes.
Yeah, man. But I'm glad you like that too, because like I said, I haven't really spoke to many people about the Benny album. I knew people was really fucking with it.
Yeah.
But it's cool to hear somebody else break it down, and really kind of see exactly what I saw in it as well. Like, that's dope.
I'm just hoping that these, like what Griselda's doing, what Freddie Gibbs is doing, I'm hoping that can influence the younger generation, because I know, like, when we were coming up, like, and like the Jay-Z's were starting to get old, and like I'm saying the golden era was starting to fade out a little bit as far as music goes. Mm-hmm. Like they were starting to doubt like the next generation. We had Soulja Boy, we had, you know what I'm saying, they were starting to doubt us, like what's gonna happen. Then Drake, Cole, Kendrick, I'm saying the blog era came, Freddie Gibbs, all these guys started coming out. And it was like, all right, rap is still, the lyricist still matters. And so now we see in this era where like Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Meg Thee Stallion, these are the best rappers, Roddy Ricch, these are the best rappers in the game right now. And they rap, they have lyrics, but they're not necessarily lyricists. You know what I'm saying? So the lyricist looks endangered, you know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping that with Griselda's movement growing, Freddie Gibbs, you know what I'm saying, getting the look like he got on this album, I'm hoping that inspires, you know what I'm saying, some of the next generation to be like a JID at least.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that, man. I was saying before though, man, before I think I even hit record, I think if you look around the landscape, you can find a little bit of everything. You just kind of have to look. But what you're talking about directly is who is being marketed, right? Like who is the public pointing at as them people in the forefront that are getting all of these brand opportunities, that are selling out all these different shows, that's getting all these TV commercials, yada, 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 right? You haven't really seen a lyricist do that since, I don't know, maybe since Cole. Like what dude who made it that big that people respect as a lyricist since Cole can we legitimately say is on that level? Like I just Cole, obviously Cole is still rapping, so I'm not trying to say he's not rapping. I'm just saying he's the last person to really do it successfully on that level.
The closest thing we had to it is a product of Chicago. There was Chance the Rapper, and unfortunately, as soon as he got on, like for real, on that stage, his music fell off a cliff. Bro. So that's just unfortunate that happened. Like I don't know what happened to Chance, but
bro, what happened?
Answer Rap Chance is dead.
Bro, where the fuck is Chance? We was just talking about that shit on the last episode. Where the fuck is Chance? What happened to him? Like for real, what the fuck happened to Chance?
I think the public got tired of him. I think he became like too goody two shoes with like his messaging became it wasn't connected. Like he had Acid Rap had a big impact, and he built off that lead in the Coloring Book, and he had some big hits like No Problems and Angels and all these songs, but that album wasn't really that great, so it wasn't enough to hold his fans like hostage. Like that album is pretty mediocre, especially
hold on. Which one are you talking about right now?
Coloring Book.
Yo, people swear Coloring Book is incredible. I think the joint is all right.
It's all right. It's hella all right. Like it's hella whatever. Acid Rap is 100 times better than that. And then to go after Coloring Book with the other, the Big Day? I didn't even hear that album, bro. I heard the first 5 songs and said, nah.
The Big Day is beyond average. It's beyond average.
Now you call it what it is, bro. That shit might be trash. I never heard it on the radio. I never heard it performed. I've never come across anyone listening to that album ever in life.
That is a fact. That right there is a fact.
Like Russ. That album is like a Russ album in my mind. Like it doesn't exist. I never heard a Russ album. I never heard Big Day.
Oh shit! Hold on. So you don't fuck with Russ either?
Oh, you like Russ? Uchay?
No. I'm asking a question. I didn't say what I like. Hold on. No, I'm noticing where you stand before I tell you where I stand. I don't want to leave a witness.
I don't know if I like Russ. I never heard Russ.
Why you? Okay.
I don't know if I've heard him.
So let's talk about why you don't like Russ.
I don't know. I never heard him. I'm not sure if I like him or not.
But do you not want to listen to him because is there a specific reason?
There's never been a reason for me to listen to Russ. I never heard of his album dropping. I never seen it promoted. So never found a need or a want to listen to it.
That's fair.
It's like G-Eazy and Logic. I'm not gonna hear it. It's not gonna come across it doesn't come across my timeline. Like G-Eazy's, I've heard that one G-Eazy song with Nicki Minaj. I heard like Jack Harlow, another guy. I don't know who he is, bro. Like who are these people? I don't know them, bro. Like I remember back in the day, like, of course, I'm just dissing white rappers right now, of course. But
hey, you are, but I do want to bring something up. But go ahead, finish that thought real quick.
Like all these white rappers that are like popping right now, right? They just never come up. They never. So for some reason, maybe I'm doing a good job at filtering my music out, but they just never come into my lane. Like I hear Benny. I don't know how I heard Benny, He just into my lane, like Freddie. Into my like. I never come across a Post Malone song. It just never enters my world. Why am I listening to Post? Like, why would I listen to Post Malone? I just don't see why. Like, what about me says Post Malone, G-Eazy, Jack Harlow? Like, I watched the Jack Harlow video with Lil Wayne and them. I'm like, oh, this Lil Wayne boy rapping. Yeah, I've been going back to it. It's kind of like what's the other dude? The guy from Nigeria, Toby. He's super nice. Be on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Yeah, but if you're on Instagram, you've probably seen this man rapping with his wife. He's nice. I have never clicked play on an album because why am I listening? Like just to balance it out a little bit. Like
I understand. I understand where you're coming from. What I will say is this though, because you first and foremost, everybody with the exception of Logic that you mentioned is white. Logic is half white. Like, I don't think people understand that Logic is mixed. I keep trying to tell people this, but it's like everybody and here, don't get me wrong. I know exactly why everybody thinks he's white. It's because he looks white. He looks white, and he's swagless. And he's swagless.
If Logic called me a nigga, it might be some furniture moving. I don't know how I feel about that. Like I don't know, man.
But bro, on a serious tip, I do want to get your thoughts on what you think about Logic. But before I even get that, bro, I'm telling you, it's like people want to ignore the fact that Logic is mixed. It's like, bro, like all this energy that y'all got towards Logic is not consistent because
I'm gonna tell you why though.
Other mixed rappers, and I know exactly why. You got Drake, you got Cole, who are all mixed, but they identify and they look more like black people, and they accept the culture more than a Logic.
I don't think it's even that for
me. But Logic is mixed. Everybody else you mentioned is white.
Yeah, Logic is mixed. I think Russ is Puerto Rican or something. He's not white, is he?
Bro, Russ is white.
He is.
His family's like Italian or some shit, like Sicilian.
I can't. I just know the man has long hair. I'm like, I don't know what the guy. I don't know what he is.
He's trying to confuse people, bro. He's definitely
trying to confuse. I don't know what he look like an image of Jesus they've been selling us. But for me, what Logic is a complicated case for me, right? Because he's a DMV guy for you, right? There you go. And when Logic first came out, I remember Logic being like on like Two Dope Boys, Rap Radar, like the Young Sinatra. I think he used to call himself. Like I remember that era Logic. I was like, this dude, he was rapping fast, doing this thing. And he was nice. I wasn't a fan, but I could appreciate his skill set. And over the years, he kind of fell into that Chance bubble, like of being just too good, like too like why are you so like just like a cheesiness to it? And of course, that fast rap thing is the most gimmicky thing in the world to me. Like I feel like most rappers that do that, like you have to do that in a way that isn't just boom, 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 like that. Like, you have to like flip the flow with something. Like you can't just be like you just saying words to me, bro. I don't know what you're saying to me. Like Eminem kind of. I'm not gonna get to my Eminem spiel, but
thank you. Oh no, say that. We need like more people saying that about Eminem. I be saying that all the time. Everybody want to keep crowning Eminem.
Eminem is the most overrated rapper ever. Like I don't understand. I don't know how
we go.
I don't know how it's happening. Like it's this thing that we just so happy there's a white guy who can rap well that we just crowned him king out of nowhere. Like who listens to Eminem? Like show me a person in this world just walking around bumping Marshall Mathers LP on a random. Like it's blue.
Nah, people are not doing that now.
Exactly. I mean, that's my point. Like Eminem was nice in 01 when I was a shorty cleaning out my closet. Yeah, it was a banger. My name is a banger. Back then. But like it's like Eminem, I put him in the same class as a DMX. Like you did your thing. But you're not Hove. Like, let's chill out. Like, everyone relax. He's not top 5. Not top 10.
Hey, bro, don't even bring DMX's name in this conversation. DMX is my man. Don't even bring him in the same breath as Eminem. Well, I don't even know what you was trying to do there, but that was disrespectful.
No, like DMX, DM. I got Eminem above DMX in my top 50, but
you are out of your mind. You
my top 50. Wow. Let me see where I got X and where I got Eminem.
You actually have a top 50 list that you maintain?
Yes,
I like that, man. I respect that. I respect that.
Am I visible? Oh, damn, the screen ain't catching it. But yeah, I got Eminem at 18, and I got DMX at 26.
DMX at 26. That's interesting.
And that's mostly because Eminem has had longevity. Like, even though Eminem has been weak, in my opinion, since like 03, I feel like there have been moments where Eminem has shown like some songs. Like, some songs have been good. Like, even the album this year wasn't a bad album. It was just Eminem, you know.
The album was, you talking about Music to Be Murdered By. The album was good. I'll say it was good. It was good. It was a good album.
It was a good album.
It was better than his last album. I mean, better than the one he put out, the last two actually that he put out.
The Revival, Autumn joints, yeah, like
Revival, Kamikaze.
Yeah, all that.
And Kamikaze has some joints that I liked actually. But
and
overall, it was
recovery. People give recovery love. I don't get it. Like, I don't like that either. Like, I don't want to hit Eminem with Pink. Why am I listening to this? No, get this out of my face. I don't want to hear that, bro. Never in life.
You know,
Eminem and Rihanna. Who?
Yeah, Love the Way You Lie. Is that what it's called?
Hate that song so much, bro.
So I know how you feel about. I know how you feel about Logic. I know how you feel about Russ.
I'm scared where this is going.
Nah, it ain't that dramatic. My fault for being so dramatic. Hold on. I know how you feel about both of them dudes. We already established Logic is mixed. He ain't white like everybody else.
He's not white, but I feel like.
But hold on. Let me get my question. Let me answer my question. Let me ask my question real quick. So, I don't want to ask you the obvious question. Do you have a problem with white people in rap? But is this more of a lifestyle thing? Like you don't see how their lifestyle, the stuff they rap about, is going to mesh with the stuff that you live, so therefore you don't want to consume it? Is that what this is about, or is it something else?
No, I don't think so. Like, I think it's literally the style they choose to go, or the route they choose to go with these artists particularly. Because even with remember Macklemore? Like, Macklemore before.
Yep.
It was an album he had that was before The Heist, which was the album that he blew up on and won an award over Kendrick, right? And he was nice. Like,
bogus award over Kendrick, by the way.
Bogus.
Let's
like,
put that
what? Like, that was crazy. Good
that
Kid,
was
man.
Unbelievable.
Come on. Like, that was tragic.
That was a travesty.
like he had, but like, he can rap. Like, I can acknowledge you being able to rap. It's literally just about the music you decide to make. Like, that, it just happens to be these rappers who happen to be white just don't make music for me or my demographic. I feel like even with a Logic, right? So Logic is biracial, but I feel like he's pushed more so by white media. Like, I don't feel like I don't think he makes music that is quote unquote for urban radio or the urban demographic. Like, he doesn't make the music that translates to what I listen to.
So do you listen to Logic's music at all?
No.
Okay. Because what I will say is I agree with you. I think he's pushed in the media to the white demographic, but I will argue that he's put out a few albums that are legitimately boom bap hip hop. Yeah. And for you to say, not you, but for somebody to say that Logic ain't making music for black people, I could disagree with that because he's done it. Now, we can debate on whether or not it's genuine and if he pulled it off well, right?
That could be it also. Different. It never sounds. He never sounds organic to me. That could also be the case. Like, it never feels like I'm getting like another example with someone he actually beefed with, and I think Joyner Lucas looks. He looks like a black guy. I know he's biracial also, but I wouldn't classify him as white. But at the same time, I'm not listening to Joyner Lucas. It's never coming on. I'm never putting this music in my rotation. Like, I heard one album from him. I was like, I get it. He's nice. Like, he can rap, but
yeah,
it's not it. Like, I feel like I would much before I get to a Logic or a Russ or a G-Eazy, I'm putting on Lil Dicky before I'm listening to them rappers.
All right, you disrespectful.
Lil Dicky can spit.
Yeah, he can spit, but he can spit, but that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
I'm gonna give you a perfect example to make sure I'm gonna wash my hands of being me hating white rappers, bro. I'm gonna wash my hands because Mac Miller is ill, and Mac Miller has always been one of my favorite rappers. And Mac Miller is far superior. He makes music 100%. That I feel like it fits in what we listen to. I feel like Mac Miller blends into our whatever you call it. I can't think of the word right now. Demographic.
Culture. I feel like culture. I mean, what
our culture. Yes, our culture. Mac Miller makes music for our culture.
So
makes
what you
Pitbull music.
What you trying to say is Mac Miller is good in the hood. That's what you really trying to say.
He's good in the hood. Mac Miller is 1,000% good in the hood. I'm saying.
I got you, man. I see what you did.
Good marketing. Good
I like that, man. See how we got to pull it back. We got to pull it back. But first off, I'll agree with you, man. Mac Miller he made music for our culture. He came from that. He came from it. He started. I mean, come on, man. Like, we're not even gonna debate on that.
He made soul music.
He was jazz. He was blues. He was like R&B. He was rap. He was all types of stuff. So I'm with you on that.
Facts.
But I'm gonna shoot you some bail because it's clear you do listen to white people, but under certain guidelines.
I give everything a listen. I give everything a listen that I feel like I need to listen to. If it comes in my like realm, I'm gonna give it a listen. Like if someone tells me, "Oh man, this new Russ album is fire," I'm gonna listen to it. That has never been told to me before.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you straight up.
No one's recommended that.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. Post Malone makes great music. Straight up. I ain't even gonna listen. No cap. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this shit. Russ makes great music. Like the music is good. Like musicality, R&B. He has melodies. He can rap. He does a lot of things that you probably would appreciate if.
Damn it, Uchay, you're doing it, man.
Took a listen, man. Listen,
you're doing
tell me what it is.
Uchay,
what am I doing?
Just did it, man.
What am I doing?
Now I got to listen to a Russ album. You're the first person to ever tell me that Russ makes great music. I'm just doing a favor.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
Before I listen to Russ, I need you to tell me what I'm getting myself into. When I listen to a Russ album, what does Russ sound like? Because once again, only thing I heard from Russ, I feel like it was that song that was on the Rihanna clip on IG.
Okay. All right.
That's the only thing I've ever heard from Russ. So what is Russ?
I'll tell you right now. And by the way, I don't know how the hell this turned into a Russ endorsement, but whatever. I'm here. This ain't even what it was supposed to be. But
from Billy the Bishop to Russ.
That's crazy. To G-Eazy and everything.
That's organic conversation.
I put it like this. Russ is a blend of, like, artistically speaking, he is a blend of, and you know what? I'm not even gonna compare him to people, but I'll just say what he can do. He actually raps. Bro, Russ raps. I know he don't look like he can rap. He raps. He has bars. Believe it or not, he can bar you up. And I'm not saying he's the best at it. So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying he's better than Benny the Butcher. He's better than the people who we regard as top tier. But what I'm saying is he's capable of rapping and being good at it while also infusing melodies. So he also sings, right? He sings and he does it pretty well. He holds notes. He makes R&B music. His content mainly consists of...
He makes R&B music?
I'm saying he makes R&B music and he also...
I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I had no idea he's saying. Okay.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you one recommendation. This is how I got introduced to Russ's music, right? And by the way, Russ is not in my heavy rotation or anything. I just know I've enjoyed his music over the years, so I know what he can do.
No, just objective take. I feel that.
Listen to the song called Losing Control.
Losing Control.
Matter of fact, hold on, man.
Listen, bro.
You know what? You know what? Hey, I'm gonna do something that we normally don't do. I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna hear it together. And you tell me whether or not this shit is trash or fire. Tell me.
A live listen.
I really want to know. Hold on, man. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Boom. Share. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. See, man, it's the hair. The hair is the part that throws me off. What is this picture?
Hey, real talk. I'm gonna hit play. You tell me if this shit is trash or if it's cool or if it's fire. Tell me straight up. Sure, and don't hold back. All right.
I got you.
All right. By the way, this shit came out like 4 or 5 years ago. This is how I got introduced to Russ.
Bet.
So that's the gist of the song. That's the gist. That's the gist. What you think?
That's a tough record. I feel like that's a really good record. I feel like that's the sound of like R&B now. So like that, damn, it threw me off. Wasn't expecting that at all from Russ.
Yeah. So when I say he does R&B music, he does rap. Like I'm telling you, he's very versatile. He's one of them dudes. Like he does a lot.
And also, this could be a discredit. This could be, I'm saying, Russ's fault and not my fault. But the only 2 times I've really seen or heard Russ was on Everyday Struggle and on the Joe Budden Pull Up. And in both of those situations, I was like, I hate this kid.
Yo.
Who is this guy? Like, who made this person? Like, what is this guy talking about? Like, he's on a Joe Budden Pull Up, like, with this, like, ice that couldn't be icier. Like, it's impossible to be icy, I feel like. I'm like, yo, this guy, who is Joe Budden talking to right now? This is the guy, Russ? This guy is not, so I'm gonna listen to more, because that was literally, if you ride in a car with me, you're gonna hear music that sounds to that ilk. You're gonna hear like Black, you're gonna hear Brent Faiyaz, you're gonna hear like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of realm of artists. So
that's what I'm saying. So my point.
I was expecting some raps, I was expecting some Logic type of raps from Russ. That's what I was expecting.
Oh, he got that too. I mean, I can find it, but I mean, that was my point. I don't want to play it. I'm just letting you know. There's a few. You saying there's a few records in there? He got joints. He got a whole type of different genres in his bag. That was the point. Yeah, man. But this has been dope, man. This has been dope. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know how I turned into a goddamn Russ PR person, but shit. If it happens, it happens.
Before we go, I had a real quick question also. I just thought about it actually. We was talking about Benny the Butcher earlier, and we was of course I brought up Freddie Gibbs and how Freddie Gibbs I feel like is better than Benny. And I feel like for those 2 rappers in particular, like Freddie and Benny, what I see for them is kind of what I was hoping I was going to see from Nipsey Hussle before he passed. When Victory Lap came out, he was starting to get that recognition, and I feel like after Nipsey passed, the door opened for Meek Mill to kind of be, you know what I'm saying, the quote unquote gangster rapper of the, you know what I'm saying, that holds that flag and kind of carries that. But I feel like if Benny the Butcher or Freddie Gibbs can get the same look as Meek, I think they're better than Meek. Do you agree?
If Benny the Butcher or Freddie Gibbs get the same look as Meek, you think they're better than Meek? What do you mean by that? I don't know if I understand.
Because right now, like I think, I mean, you can put Benny and Freddie over Meek if you want to right now, of course. But I feel like Meek has been blessed with like the production on like wins and losses and championships. The features on those 2 albums are so they're just elevated level. They're on the. It just is a next level up than what we've seen from Benny and Freddie so far. So I feel like when they get that commercial, when they get to make that commercial album, I wish it can. I feel like they can do a Meek Mill status. It deserves to be in the same realm as Meek. And I think if you broke down rap into tiers, that top tier is the Drake, Cole, Kendricks. The second tier, we get to like Meek and Future and a few artists like that. And I think Benny and Freddie are still in that third tier, kind of, you know, that not necessarily mainstream, but still better than most of the quote unquote underground.
I got you. I think I understand. So, that's tough. But what I will say is, I'll be honest. I don't think I even want Benny the Butcher or Freddie Gibbs. Maybe Freddie, but definitely not Benny the Butcher. I don't want him to go too far off from where he's at musically. I don't want to hear no mainstream music from Benny the Butcher. I'm just being honest.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a Benny and Drake song in the future.
I don't want that shit. That's
going to happen.
The only way I'm going to be cool with it in my mind, and of course I could be wild and he could put out some shit that I'm just gonna love, if Drake comes into Benny the Butcher's world musically.
Oh, that would have to happen. I feel that's the only way that could work. Yeah.
I don't want to hear no Benny now going using auto tune, him using melodies.
That'd be tragic.
But these dudes, but they do it though. Like they do it because they get in the look and they feel like they're trying to expand their base and get different people under their fan base and shit like that.
Yeah.
And personally, I don't want to see it. I can see Freddie getting that mainstream appeal because it seems more natural for him. I need a
Freddie and Cole track. I need a Freddie and Cole track yesterday.
That would snap. That would go hard.
I need that yesterday. I need that.
But I will say this about Meek though. The main difference between Meek and Benny the Butcher and the Freddie for that matter that you're talking about, I feel like Meek, his superpower is the energy. He brings the energy. That's what we love Meek for. Like, it's not a coincidence that the best song that he's ever put out in his career, at least the one that resonates with the masses, is that intro.
Yeah.
Right? What was he doing? What was he doing on that intro? It was just straight energy. Going from here, there, just and that's not to say that Meek can't spit because he can. I mean, if you listen to his last album, Championships, he goes into these different subjects where he's breaking down his life story. He's telling stories. He may not give you metaphors at a rate in which Benny and all these other dudes are doing it more consistently, but Meek is more of a mainstream artist because he doesn't dive deep into that life and that bag on a consistent basis, and he brings the energy, which is what people want. That's what people want for the most part. People want the energy, and I'm not sure if Benny can even get to Meek's status. What I mean by that is not talent.
Oh no,
I'm talking about in the masses. I ain't talking about talent.
Oh yeah, I don't think he can get to Meek's status necessarily as far as like mainstream success goes, but I think he can definitely find himself in the same rooms or in the same conversations simply because of the Jay-Z cosign. Like that Jay-Z cosign carries some weight. Like I think that's
100%.
That can get Benny, like Ross being on this album, like gave me like, I guess if Benny can get people to come to his world, he can have that success for years to come. But like you said, I can't see Benny going into. I can't even see Benny going into the Meek's world, let alone Drake's world.
Not at all.
I don't see it in him.
And Meek has had a diverse world. Let's be real. Like when he was with Nicki, he was doing pop records. Straight up.
Chris Brown record.
Like that was super mainstream, but he pulled it off though. What's
your name? My name Nick. Yeah, all that shit. Yeah.
I mean, he pulled it off. I mean, I'm not replaying that joint, but it was cool for what it was. You know what I'm saying? It was cool for what it was.
And honestly, that album is so simple. That's my favorite Meek album by far. Wins and Losses. That album still is. A lot of them records are still in rotation. I feel like Meek just went to jail right when that was coming out, so he didn't get enough recognition for real. But that album, to me, when that album came out, I was like, oh, Meek is number 4. And for like a good 2 years, he was number 4 to me behind in that era of Drake, Kendrick, Cole. Like I felt like he took that 4th spot like after Nipsey had passed, and he like claimed that throne pretty heavily to me. I think he far passed the Wale's and Big Sean's.
Yeah. Like so I got one question for you that I've been meaning to ask you, but before we get into that real quick, is you still good on time? Like,
I'm still good.
Chilling?
Yeah. I'm still chilling, yeah.
So if I'm not mistaken, Wins and Losses was the album that he dropped in the climate, in the midst of that whole Drake beef, right? That was the one where he basically was like, he was getting thrown darts at in the media. People was doubting him. And he came out with that. That album was a statement. I remember that. That was a statement album.
That was the one. 1942 flows.
You're right,
Heavy
man.
Heart. Yeah, that album.
That shit was hard.
That's a strong album.
Hard. But I'll be honest though, while I think that is his best album, I'll say one of my favorite, and I don't even think he considers this album, probably more of a mixtape, is DC4.
Yeah, that's a tough one too.
DC4 is tough. Like every single song.
Is that what Liddy? Is Liddy on there?
Liddy was on that joint. Oh my God. He got Liddy, Blue Notes, Offended, 21, and Young Thug. Like a lot of these joints them shits go crazy.
And that was right before Wins and Losses or right after it?
No, that was before.
Before it were. That was also during the beef kind of. That was also kind of during that beef.
Yeah, because I remember they were throwing darts at each other. This one came out 2016, but that's the smartest thing Meek ever did. Like Meek, when he lost that beef to Drake, he kind of stopped talking about he didn't keep it in his raps. He didn't like those side jabs at Drake. He just kind of moved on from it and took his L and kept pushing. That's the smartest thing he could have did. Because man, oh man, that boy tried to kill your career, boy. He tried to get you out of here, Meek. Man, that was ugly. That was an ugly sight to watch. He definitely did, man. That's crazy. But
I remember when Meek dropped it. I remember when his diss record dropped. I remember when he actually dropped the diss record finally after back to back.
That shit was trash. It was trash.
You should have kept that.
That was trash.
Why did you release this?
Only thing I remember is him trying to expose Drake for getting slapped by Diddy or T.I. or somebody. I can't remember who it was. Yeah, but he was like, "Yo, they bitched you. They bitch slapped you." Yeah, and I'm like, "Yo, nobody cares. Nobody cares anymore." Yeah.
No one cares.
You lost. Okay. You lost. It's cool. Take your loss. Take your ball and go home. Take your ball and go home, bro.
I have never heard of a diss record like that. Like Hit 'Em Up was kind of a hit. But Back to Back was a certified, like Grammy nominated hit. He got a Grammy nod for dissing you. That is horrible. Like, you know how, man, that's ego death right there. That is ego death.
It was. I can understand why Meek was on drugs heavy at the time.
Man,
he probably needed that shit to cope with like a lot of the shit that was happening at that time.
And then your girlfriend is Nicki Minaj on top of that. So, you know, she's the stress had to be at an all-time high. And then you going to jail on top of that? Like, man, can I get a break?
Nah, that was tough. That's tough.
That was a tough. I was like watching the train wreck, bro. That was a crazy time, man.
But I ain't gonna lie. I'm as well as we know he lost that in legendary fashion. Like that might have been the worst loss in a rap battle I've ever seen.
Man, ever.
He came back strong though. I gotta give him props. Like the way they flipped that whole him going to jail, him being unjustly put in jail, and that was dope. I like that a lot.
This is gonna be a harsh statement, but and fuck the judge and fuck the police that did him dirty and put him in that situation for all them years. But man, going to jail saved his rap career. Like, honest to God, because when him being treated so unjustly by the police and the judge, that was a much bigger picture. Like, fuck this rap shit. Like, this man's life is on the line because he popping willies in New York. Like, this is what we're talking about right now. Like, this is the crime.
Right. You're right. That might have saved his rap career.
He literally did. Because then after he came out of jail, like he had the legendary, like he went from jail to the Sixers playoff game, and then he had a song with Jay-Z and Rick Ross flipping a Biggie song. Like he flipped what's big,
what's free.
Yeah,
and the what's what is it? Yeah, what's free.
Yeah,
that was tough. Free? That was tough.
And man,
that was tough.
Yeah.
Now you're right, man. You got a point. I never even thought about it like that. That might have saved his career for real. I never thought about it. You said something earlier though. You was talking about how a couple people passed the Big Seans and the Wale's of the world and shit like that. What? And I always ask this. I always ask this because I'm trying to get a perspective on how people feel about Wale around the world and how they feel about him, how he's been received, his music he's put out, where he stands in the when we evaluating MCs and rappers, where is he in your list? You know what I'm saying? Is that a tough question?
That's really tough because like I like Wale. Like we were talking earlier about Big Sean and how I'm not a fan of Big Sean for real, but I understand Big Sean is nice. I understand Wale is nice and I like Wale's music. It's just Wale, I don't even know how to really classify it, man. But like even his last album, Wild That's Crazy. Great album. Great music on that album. Great features. Like it just I don't know, man. I really can't put my finger on it, man. I can't put my finger on why Wale kind of just is stuck where he is. Like it's like the world is moving around, but Wale is still in that same spot. And it's something I kind of always ponder it because I feel like Wale and J. Cole were like this for a little while. Like around the Born Sinner era, I feel like Wale was just as big as a J. Cole. And then after like 2014 Forest Hill Drive, that gap grew astronomically. And I think it's a lot to do with, I always go back to this. This is what I always say about Wale. I think Wale's biggest mistake was going to MMG. Like, I think he probably has great relationships with Rick Ross, probably has a great relationship with Meek Mill now, but that doesn't fit his sound. I think if Meek Mill, me and Wale have gone to, if Wale had gone the route that Cole went, like it was years ago, I remember I was on Twitter, I was campaigning like Wale should get signed to Dreamville. Like if Wale went over there or went indie, I think Wale would have a better shot because like Wale always tends to be trying to make these songs for like the club in some way, shape, or form. And it just always kind of sounds like throwaways after a while. He's still one of them rappers that seem to feel like they need a single. And I don't think that's necessary anymore.
Yeah. Nah, that's real. That's real, man.
Wale is a conundrum.
He definitely is. He's a paradox, man. It's I don't really know what's wrong with him. Like that's the crazy part. We all got, like, I know people, they say, oh, Wale, he's confused musically. I've heard that before, right? Like one day he give me.
That's the case.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that, but I've heard people say that, and I've heard many people say that, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. I've heard people say Wale he's a hothead. He probably fucked up his relationships in the industry, and therefore he's not as big. Listen, I don't know. I can't confirm none of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we just going off of the music though, and how he's performed lyrically and also just musically as a whole, I think he's put out really good music over the course of his career. Really good music.
Absolutely.
You know
Album About Nothing is an incredible album.
It's incredible. Straight up. But unfortunately, black people are not super hip to Seinfeld. Like that I truly believe, and I'm not saying black people don't watch Seinfeld because I know a few that do. But if black people watch Seinfeld like they did Martin, bro, they would think Wale was a genius for making that album.
And that could be why I like Wale, because I watch Seinfeld about equals and watch Martin. Like I was telling you before we started recording, like my name on Twitter is Jorge Costanza. Like that's because like I consider myself like George is my spirit animal. I fuck with George. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my like Summer of George is like my whole thing. Like it's like so like Seinfeld's incredible, and I feel like Wale is an underground artist at heart, but it just like he's a conscious rapper. Like he's kind of always in my mind, even back to his mixtape days, he's always been a child of the Talib Kweli era kind of people. Mm-hmm. It's just that he just has his ability to really link well with these certain sounds that can get you on radio. Like the song he has, what's the song? Cherry, what's the perfume?
Lotus Flower Bomb.
Lotus Flower Bomb. He has like songs like that, or You know, he just has these records that are always gonna push. Dice Pineapples doing the poetry on the intro of that. You know, he knows how to make the song that's gonna get on radio, and that kind of pushes people away from listening to his album. I feel like because that sound is not on his album. He doesn't make that. That's not his album. His album doesn't sound like that.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, man. But I appreciate that, man. Like I said, I wanted to know your thoughts because I'm really starting to try to ask people what are their opinions on Wale, because while he's nowhere near his peak of what he was, it seems like Wale is on the way out. And I'm just not sure if people ever really appreciated Wale at all. Like I'm starting to get this sense that nobody really, while they liked him musically, they thought he was cool, they never really regarded him in which I feel like he could have been at. He never really reached the level he could have been at, basically.
A lot of that, like I said, is his fault. Is the way he carried himself in interviews and social media. Like he just comes off very, you know what I'm saying, arrogant and sensitive at the same time. And it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough being both of those things, especially in showcasing it constantly. Like if he stepped away from social media, like back in the day, he was just on social media, snapping back at fans, yelling at Complex, like doing just a bunch of just like chill out, like a lot of that shit.
Nah, that's real.
He just got left. He got left in the dust by the J. Cole's, the Kendricks, the Kid Cudis. They all left him in the dust.
Even Big Sean, I would argue, left him in the dust.
See, that's the thing.
I would argue that.
That's always a thing for me, right? I feel like those two are very, like, you know what I'm saying, equal to me in a sense. I prefer Wale, but I get why Big Sean gets more love. I understand it. Like, because Big Sean, like, because even like the hits Big Sean tries to make or does make, he gives you that on his album too. Like you can find songs like those hits on his album. So that's what he kind of does better than Wale, I guess. But if I had to pick one to listen to, it's not a question. Give me Wale 25 times out of the 24 hours that we have on the day.
I'm not mad at that, man.
Because man, Big Sean, if it's not a feature on the Big Sean song, I'm a cry.
Damn, it's like that.
Name me a Big Sean song with no feature you like.
Sheesh. Oh man, hold up.
Don't exist.
Oh, hold on, man. I gotta. I don't know his catalog.
That nigga is Ja Rule.
Off the top. Hey, hold on. You said one song?
Yeah, no feature.
Bounce Back. Bounce Back was cool.
Bounce Back was cool. Shout out to Hit Boy.
Bounce Back was cool. What about I Don't Fuck With You? I get it. That's not a lyrical joint. That's a
E40 on that.
He was on that shit? He was a feature on that. Yeah, you're right.
But I guess that's mostly Big Sean though. I don't think people.
Yeah, I actually forget E40 was on that. So
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But I'm with you. I understand the point you're making. I get it.
Because if you go his best album, Dark Sky Paradise, bro, that's the one I try to go back to the most. I feel like that's a pretty great album, and it's mostly great because he's blessed with some Kendrick. He's blessed with some big names, some Kanye West, some Drake, some Rick Ross, all over the place. So it really saves Lil Wayne,
Chris Brown, Ty Dolla $ign, to Play No Games.
Oh my God,
I mean, there's a bunch of joints on there. I know, even the joint I know with Jhené Aiko, that shit is fire. Like I love that song.
It's a great album.
But I ain't gonna lie, I like this. I like I Decided as well. I decided
it was cool.
I liked it a lot. I think he had a misstep. I remember saying it when it happened, but that album he dropped. The album he dropped right after I Decided, Double or Nothing with Metro Boomin, that was trash.
Garbage.
That should have never happened. I'm sorry.
That's why we were on that 3-year hiatus. My man needed to recoup. That was crazy.
Bro, he was going through it mentally. If you listen to this new album, he told y'all, he told us how he was going through it mentally. Matter of fact, on Deep Reverence, which you said you basically skipped his verse after Nipsey, which is very disrespectful because Sean snapped. Sean snapped on that joint. He snapped. Now he really went crazy on that. And I get it. His voice is annoying.
It's his voice and
his voice is annoying, but he went crazy on that song, like lyrically, content, substance, everything.
He would talk about depression with like energy that is just like it's a myth. Like, why are you rapping to me so happy about depression. Like, calm down, bro. Like, what? You talking about killing yourself, but you sound enthused. Like, you gotta enlighten me, bro. Like, yeah. Big Sean, like, I feel like he's just one of them artists that you gotta. It's tough. He's a tough one. He's a tough person to like. You either love him or you hate him. I feel like, or you just kind of just like it's cool. Like, there's no. I don't think you'd be like, oh, Big Sean is great. You know what I'm saying, but it's always a but there. I feel like.
I feel you. But like I said, that album with Metro Boomin should have never happened. Matter of fact, I wish they never came out with that joint and he just simply skipped and went straight to Detroit 2. I think that would have been fitting. You know, he didn't need that joint. He didn't need that. Why drop two albums in the same year? That was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. But yeah, Juice, it was great talking to you, man.
I hop on that wave.
Appreciate
it, man. Appreciate coming on your platform. Hopefully we can collab more in the future, man. It's been a dope experience for sure. Shout out to the DMV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Shout out to, you said Mayfield, right? Isn't that what you said?
Maywood. Shout out
to Maywood, man. Shout out to Maywood.
We in here, West Side.
Chi-Town, all of that, man. Good talking to you. Matter of fact, yo, let me know when you want us to come on your platform, man. We'll definitely pull up.
Man, we can definitely schedule that, no problem. And to my man Q, I said what's up. Hope all is well with him. I'm saying, hope all is well with Q. I'm saying
1,000.
Appreciate you, bro.
1,000. All right, bro. We'll holler later.